Welcome to the Beer Den Podcast. Tonight we'll be drinking Dogfish Head Fruitful Fort.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Beer Den Podcast. My name is Ethan Hoopy.
And I'm Michael LaRoe. Tonight we're drinking Dogfish Head's Fruitful Fort. It's a very, very strong beer. In fact, it's part of their Green Cap series. What they did with their Green Cap series, it's anything that's above like a 9, I believe it's 9% alcohol content, they put these green caps on. And that actually originated from their bottling method. These higher alcohol content beers look a lot like the lower alcohol content beers. So people would go into the stores, grab a 6-pack, but they would swap them out with the more expensive beers, and you couldn't really tell a difference unless you actually pulled them out. And so they decided, all right, we need to do something a little bit different. So they put these shark exclamation marks on the caps, made them lime green, put those on the beer so you could tell that, oh, hey, that's one of their Green Cap series. It's supposed to be a higher price than, I think they have brown and red caps.
It's a really smart way to solve that problem. I'm actually kind of surprised more companies don't do that kind of stuff. Then again, I guess probably most of the time their beers look different enough that it's pretty obvious when somebody tries to switch something out. I know that Dogfish had a lot of their styles, their like designs and logo designs and stuff actually kind of look similar one to the other.
Yeah, and definitely if you were to have this into like a 6-pack carrier, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference unless you pulled them out, and I doubt many places are going to do that. So it's pretty cool of them to realize that there was an issue and then do something with the caps. And then it also kind of creates this kind of club of, you have the Green Cap series, which you know are going to be a higher alcohol content and therefore more of a robust flavor as well.
Yeah, you have some sort of like a collection to look for. It's like, oh, I really like the Green Cap labels. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I like to look for.
Dogfish Head, they're definitely one of my more favorite breweries that we've experienced so far. And then they have their slogan, off-centered ales for off-centered people. And I think they do a pretty good job at providing unique beers, especially with the craft beer market being so, I guess, saturated with all these beers. Everybody's kind of taking their own take. They knock it out of the park.
Well, this is definitely off-center, so.
Yeah, this is definitely an off-center beer with the Fruitful Fort. That's for sure. This beer in particular is actually aged for 4 months.
Really?
Yeah, they do it in oak. I think it's bourbon. It didn't say specifically which type of liquor it's done, but usually it is bourbon.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 months that it's aged before it's bottled and then sent out. And it's definitely, it's strong because this is like a 15, it doesn't have the alcohol content on the bottle, and we'll get more into that later in design, but it doesn't have the alcohol content on it. And if you look on their website, it's 15 to 18% by volume, and there's schnapps that are weaker than what this beer potentially could be.
Yeah.
And it's definitely strong.
Yeah, this is definitely something that if you're drinking it, you may want to take it easy. I mean, the flavor of it is so strong that it's tough to go too crazy with it, but it's definitely something you gotta watch out for, because their website says 15 to 18%. That's honestly, I think that's the highest alcohol per volume beer that I've ever had. I've had some 10s, some 11s, but 15 to 18, I don't think I've ever had one that high.
Yeah, that's definitely pushing its definition of beer, I think.
Oh, for sure.
This one, it's definitely a sipping beer. I want to preface all this with, it's definitely not something that you're going to go in, crack it open, and down it real quick. If you do, you're a monster. This is one
you need to talk to some people.
Yeah, we're going to get some friends together, family, and we're going to crack down on this. But this is definitely something that you crack one open, in, you sip on it, you enjoy it slowly. It's definitely a more refined, robust beer. It pours a nice brown color. It's kind of like an apple cider consistency.
Yeah, there's some amber tones to it, but mostly like a very opaque brown. The smell of it.
It's a very strong berry flavor to it. Like it's potent.
Yeah. I guess like if you were to have like a berry concentrate or something, maybe that's what it would smell like.
Yeah, there's definitely a high intensity to it.
Yeah.
And their website, and I'm for this one we're gonna go and compare it kind of what they claim that you get or are supposed to get out of it versus what you really do. I mean, there's definitely, they say toasted oak, and you get that flavor. You can definitely tell it's something that's been aged for a while.
Yeah. Especially if you've had any other barrel aged beers, there's definitely similar flavors between them.
They claim vanilla, fruit, and coconut. Coconut, I definitely don't, nothing. Like,
yeah.
If it's in there, I'm completely missing it. But fruit, you definitely get that berry smell to it.
As far as the vanilla, maybe very slightly, but it's more something that maybe like rounds out the flavor. It's not a predominant taste at all in your drinking experience.
Mouthfeel wise, I felt like this one was actually pretty drying just because of that higher alcohol content.
Yeah, you're going to get that from the higher alcohol.
It's definitely a warming flavor as you drink it. It definitely, I mean, again, it goes back to that higher alcohol content. It's like taking a shot. If you wanted to take a shot of a beer, this is what you would get.
Yeah. I honestly think that the only thing that this hasn't done to make it a liquor is go through a distilling process. Like if you took this beer, distilled it, now you have liquor.
It's definitely strong. And flavor wise, they have a couple different types of berries that are in it. They have boysenberries, raspberries, blackberry, and elderberry. It's pretty potent in that aspect. Definitely, I don't taste any vanilla, any coconut to kind of round that out. It's a very intense beer. We base everything on 3 criteria. We have quality out of 50 points, value out of 25, and design out of 25 as well. I scored this out of 28 because it's such an intense beer that it's hard to go out and, I guess, get this beer if you didn't know for sure that you wanted that beer. Like, you would have had to have tried it, loved it, and then be like, yeah, this is the beer I want to get.
No, that's totally fair. I actually went with a 26 for my quality score. Although I do not believe it is the worst tasting beer that maybe I've even ever had. It's so strong that it's very difficult to enjoy as a beer. This is definitely a sipping beer. This is definitely a type of beer that you're supposed to nurse. I guess I understand why it's so strong and what it's trying to do, but in terms of beers, it's missing the mark for me. I feel like there's a lot of other beers out there that are much more drinkable and provide you with a similar experience. So what did you end up giving it for value?
Value's tough on this one because for a single bottle, it's $11. You can get a 4-pack for $43.50, and that price point just blows my mind because you could literally get 4 other 6-packs of something that's just as good. I mean, that's your entire night.
Yeah.
That's
an entire night with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's really tough because I want to score this higher just because like it seems like a very unique and particular beer, but that's just the quality of it doesn't stand to it.
Yeah.
If you finish a 4-pack of this, you're going to be lit.
Godspeed.
This is like, if you finish a 4-pack of this, you're a monster. Like, you are crazy. What is wrong with you?
Honestly, all you need, though, so what is it, $22 for 2?
Yeah.
Technically, all you need are 2 beers, and you're pretty well set.
If you do 2 of these and then you fucking coast at Busch Light for the rest of the night, you're golden. Like, you enjoyed the first 2 beers, and now you're just maintaining the buzz. You're good. And
I think the phrase is liquor or fruitful fort before beer, you're in the clear.
There you go. Exactly. I don't know. I want to give it more points for that because you could literally drink 2 of these and be done.
Yeah.
Or the actual flavor of it, and if you're just looking to enjoy the beer, I gave it a 10. So I feel like that's a good middle ground for it. It's really hard to place where this beer should be in terms of quality versus value in the price, because the price, I'll say it, ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's such a high alcohol content. It's effective.
It does the job if what you're looking to do is get drunk. But I think that our reviews, I think what most people who enjoy craft brews are looking for is not just to get drunk, but it's your overall experience drinking something that was handmade. To me, if we were a liquor review channel, I think that this would rate very well. It's a good tasting liquor. It's really good, but we're a beer review channel. And in terms of beers, it's not the smoothest thing in the world. You can't just sit down, with a couple of friends and casually drink this unless your palate is totally screwed up and you can just sit there and chug one of these down and it's, no big deal. For me in particular, it's just like the fact that it was so difficult to every single drink, you're like cringing at the intense flavor. So I ended up giving it an 8.
Design-wise, I ended up giving it a 21. I like the colorfulness of the label. I like the texture of the label itself. It's more of a, I don't know.
Almost like a canvasy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a canvasy label to it. It's not just a flat paper, super smooth or anything. Yeah. Like it has a texture to it.
And I think that we've talked about that before with Dogfish Head labels. I think they use those higher quality papers.
Exactly. They have a stamped bottle, which makes it a little bit more unique. What was disappointing about this one is the fact that it didn't have the alcohol content. We had to revert back to the website to find what the alcohol content is. And even then it varies, which very well might be just because of the amount that it is.
It may be very difficult to kind of track down the exact amount with this, which I find odd, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe there's some reason why they're giving you a range.
Right. This one does have the website call out, which honestly, if it doesn't have a website call out, the F are you doing with your labels? Like get it out there. Like people are going to go to your website. That's 9 times out of 10 what people are going to do first before visiting you is going to go to your website. Call it out on your label. Get out there, modern day, do it.
It's 2019. Get your shit together, god damn it.
Damn it. Come on. I like that they have that call out, but they don't have a neck label. They don't have the alcohol content. For that, I'm giving it a 21. That's what it is. Ethan, what about you?
So I was actually a bit harsher with it. I actually gave it a 13 on design.
God damn.
A lot of the same points, though. The description was extremely lacking for me. The fact that it didn't have the most basic of things, the APV, it was just, I couldn't let that go. It is nice. It is a nice, unique bottle. I do like the sticker or the label material that they use. It definitely gives it a higher quality, more premium feel. But yeah, I just couldn't let those things go. That, especially with something, again, I say this a lot, but something this unique, like you gotta explain what's going on. And especially for somebody who is going to spend $40 some odd on a 4-pack, like tell me what to expect. I guess what I'm thinking, how I take it is, don't give me the extra work of having to go to your website in order to find out what the beer is about. Just put it on the label. So, yep.
All right. I really wanted this one to score higher than what it did. One of my favorite breweries is Dogfish Head. I think they have great beer. They're not afraid to experiment with what they do, but this one, I think it's just a little bit overpriced for what you actually receive. So, Ethan, this was a 47 out of 100 for yourself, a 59 out of 100 for me, 53 overall out of 100 for Dogfish Head's Fruitful Fort Belgian Style Ale.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another Beer Den review.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, links down in the description.
Subscribe, like, and share. And if there are any beers you would like us to try out, leave them in the comments below.
We'll see you on the next episode of the Beer Den Podcast.